That's good. This looks good. Oh shit, I probably should have left that open for just a second longer. Oh, hate when the corner of my nose itches. It's always the worst itch. Hey, notifications. That's always cool. Ought to let the people know we're live. Pop all that open. Do do do. Do do do. All right. So Jacob, how you doing? Hopefully quite well. All right. Your boy Joe Beachy or Batchy from the Bengals is making his season debut. That's cool. I'm sure you're excited for that. What, do you know him in real life? Or is it just someone you like rooted for in like college football and you need the Browns to beat the Ravens? Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. Just seems a bit unlikely. What's up, Ven? Ugh. Your friend knows him? Oh, that's kind of cool. Man, my nose is fucking feels clogged up. Man, yeah. You're not looking forward to Sunday night at all? Oh, yeah, you're quite the fan of the Steelers, so you got to deal with Tua being back. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that means anything. Dolphins haven't really looked that impressive, save one game against the Ravens. I believe if you take away that fourth quarter against the Ravens, the Dolphins are averaging like 17 points per game. So, something to think about. Oh yeah, it was yeah, so Cliff Kingsbury, yeah, it was I don't know how long he's going to be around. You guys might be onto something with him getting fired. I thought there was a good relationship between Kyler and Cliff. Apparently not. Kyler was coming off the sideline after a touchdown or a timeout was called right when they were about to hike the ball with like 4 seconds left too. I like looked at that. I was like, why did he call timeout? The fuck? I'm completely on Kyler. On Kyler's side with that. I have no idea what Cliff was doing. He needs to calm down. That was the right thing to say. Calm the fuck down. He literally was screaming it at Cliff. Calm the fuck down, dude. He's like, dude, we were about to hike the ball. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm not quite certain as to why Cliff was panicking. And I'm starting to think he might not be the best coach because it's like it's like that might be the best way to sum it up. That guy just can't coach with all that talent. Good trade. We'll see how it plays out for the Niners. I agree. I agree. Plus, like when you have as much talent as you have and you can't seem to get your team to play at a higher level, it's like, all right, dude. He might play tomorrow. If he does, it'll probably just be like red zone plays. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go like put water in my nose. My fucking shit's bothering the fuck out. Like, only when I'm talking this shit happens. It's so obnoxious. All right, everything's good now. Oh, everybody left too. Darn. All right, well, that was a good stream, I guess. Everybody took off. Damn. Literally took 1 second. Well, if you haven't left a like, consider doing so. It's already, the stream's 100% already demonetized for, I guess we shouldn't have said any, well, I didn't, it was demonetized as soon as I pressed live. So, you know how that goes. 4 likes ain't bad. That'll do nothing to help get people in, but I appreciate the 2 people who've left likes. Anyway. I appreciate it, Cactus. I didn't know somebody named Cactus watched the channel. It's pretty funny. Yeah, the Cardinals are quite the mess, though, to kind of get back to where we were. Excuse me. But it was quite the burp. For like a yearish. Yeah, I think I've seen you come in before. But I feel like if you watch the streams, you're mainly like a lurker. Like someone who just likes to chill in the cut and comment where needed. Like, I just watch. And so I watch most streams. Most people would be surprised at whose streams I'm watching and where I'm watching. I just pop in and silently observe and then leave. I'm like, all right, well, I've had enough of this. I don't really like what's going on and the content being delivered. The person's fun. I enjoy listening to the people. It's just, I can only listen to a basketball stream or a baseball team I don't like for so long before I'm like, I just don't give a shit anymore about what's going on. So, but yeah, anyway, quick thoughts on the Saints Cardinals. We start off 1-0 because we did have to switch off the Saints. We did that on Wednesday night. We were very adamant about switching off because there's so many injuries to the Saints prior to that game. It's like, but like the craziest thing is based on that score and like how many people were out for the Saints, if they would have been at like whatever their version of full health would have been, I do wonder if the Saints would have actually pulled off the upset in that game. On score predictions, it helps make a decision on what to bet for Sunday. Hell, I hope, this season probably hasn't been the greatest, but like the last few years has been all right. Hopefully I'm just one of many sources, not the only, because, this year not the best. But yeah, with that Saints pick, I kind of had to reverse it, and I came close. I thought the Saints actually had a shot there at the end. I was like, damn, that would have been one crazy pick to call, but, injuries and... Well, I mean, if you take away the 2 pick sixes in like fucking 3 minutes that happened, the score is actually 28-34. The Saints win. Yeah, it's I think the parity is quite the issue. Like that's one of the things I've noticed this year. It feels like there are a lot of 3-3 teams, and a lot of like 3-4 teams, or 2-4, or like it's either 2-4 or 3-3 is like the majority of the league right now. It just seems like there's an obscene amount of parity going on, and it's I'm wondering when that breaks, because there's usually a point where teams start like bad teams start showing that they're bad, and good, like better teams start showing that they're better. But it does feel like there's a lot of teams that are like just kind of in the middle. Like there isn't like really bad teams except like 3 or 4 of them, and then everybody else is basically the same. And then there's the upper echelon of teams. Like it feels like the middle is like 20 teams wide. Maybe 21 with like 4 bad teams and like 6 really good teams. And that's kind of how the NFL feels divided right now. It's pretty crazy. The Bucks absolutely screwed me last week. If they had beat the Steelers, I would have been up like 300. Instead, I went down to 30 for the week. Damn. Yeah, I think the Bucks screwed a lot of people, I found out. I seen another guy saying he had like created one of the craziest parlay. He created a parlay that was like 1960 plus for himself, and he put like $10 in or something like that, and he was going to make like $1,200 or like $1,900 or something like that, and fucking Bucks lost and it screwed him. And it's like, dang, dude, all kinds of craziness, and he had everything else, like a bunch of crazy picks correct, and the Bucks got a ton of people. Is Brady starting to show his age? Who knows? I think it has less to do with Brady's age and more to do with a lack of an offensive line playing well. It's good to see Tom yelling at bum-ass linemen. You had a 9-team parlay, all right, except for the Buccaneers. Yeah, that's the common thread I've noticed from gamblers this weekend. They're like, yeah, everything was going great. I thought I was about to win some serious money, and then Tampa Bay happened. That bum-ass Tom Brady. Well, that's all right. At least you were able to win in a couple other spots, team is just not disciplined. Yeah, Tampa just isn't quite what they used to be. Plus with I think it's the Bruce Arians being gone. But I don't know. All right, we're about 10 minutes into the stream now, so I guess we could probably get started here on the Browns at Ravens. Oh yeah, probably should pop this up. Nice to have this. The Ravens are wow, that's quite a big line. 6.5-point favorites with an over/under of 45.5. So that's Browns and Ravens. I didn't realize the Ravens were favored by like a whole ass touchdown. That seems like a pretty crazy amount to be favored by in a game that's going to be like primarily dominated by I don't know. The Ravens might actually have to throw it in this one because J.K. Dobbins just went down with another knee injury. A little fun fact. I'm like, did he ever even come back from a knee injury? Like, did he actually come back or no? Was that not real? Was that just a guy who wore Dobbins on the back of the jersey? And then they're like, oh, actually, J.K. Dobbins is hurt again. Oh, they got Gus Edwards back? Oh, that's not that bad then. Yeah, that's actually not bad. He should be able to run on Cleveland. I don't know. With the way the Browns just played the Patriots, I don't really have much hope for the Browns in this game. Maybe the Browns have something coming back that we don't know of, but there is also one thing I want to look at. Browns versus Ravens history. I think this is important to know. Baltimore leads the series 34-12. I don't have Baker though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I'm gonna stick with the Ravens. Look how many losses they have to the Ravens prior to this one. Eesh. This one's in Baltimore too. So yeah, I got. Oh, I dared to touch my microphone a little bit. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let me make sure my mic still works. Sounds halfway decent. All right. Do you see how light, want to see how light I actually I've smacked into this thing as hard as I can on accident before, and nothing happens. I tapped it that hard, and it glitched out. I hate USB cords. You have the Ravens. Yeah, I think most people in this are going to have the Ravens based on the way the Browns defense has been playing, especially with the way the Ravens offense has been operating. One of the things you have to kind of keep in mind is that the Ravens don't play a good fourth quarter. I think all three of their losses, they've blown 10-plus point leads in the fourth quarter, double-digit leads. And against the Patriots, they were very close to blowing an 11-point lead before Mac Jones threw a bad pick and things got kind of ugly in that one. What's up, Ape? So as long as the Ravens don't just blow the game and just let the other team come back and win, they should be able to win this game. When they're not blowing games, they are 3-0. So that's always good. I guess that's my big analysis is like, well, as long as they don't blow it here, and the Browns kind of, I think Jacoby Brissett's little run there as like a maestro backup has probably come to an end. Usually backups only last like 4 or 5 games anyway, and then you got to pull them out. Carolina? Oh, we'll get down to that game in just a sec. Anybody got any final thoughts here on the Ravens and the Browns? All right. If not, we'll just go on to the next game because, like, again, the saddest part of this week is all these games are kind of just Pacers W and Sooners bye week. Oh, there you go. Good day for you. But no, you're not late, Ape. Nope. We're about to move on to the Bucks and the Panthers. Let's look at everything here. The lines I'm using are FanDuel, so I don't know where you're playing on. This has, holy shit, Tampa Bay favored by 13.5 with an over-under of 38.5. So not only are they predicting that Tampa Bay is going to do all the scoring, they're basically saying Tampa ain't scoring shit, or Carolina ain't scoring shit. Have Ravens 33-20. Ravens, or the Panthers could cover the line. But also, like, they might, like, it's like this is a confusing one if you're just looking for line help, 2 touchdowns is quite a bit to win by. But again, it's 28-14 completely out of the picture in this game, 28-13 even. I don't think so. But, like, with the way Tampa's been playing, it's like, man, if they don't play the way that they can, and Carolina's defense decides to just fucking freak out and have a good game up front, they could really frustrate Tom Brady all afternoon. And it's like, I know Tampa will probably win that game. But Carolina covering a 14-point spread is pretty, seems like they can do it. Again, I'm not really much of a bettor, so I don't really have a good feel for this. How is Carolina's record against the spread this year? You have Bucks winning 28-10. So you think Carolina's going to fail to cover the spread. All right. If only Fernando was here. He's like a ringer right now. Yeah, regarding the Panthers and their fire sale, they've released what they kind of want to get for Brian Burns, who has 30 sacks in 4 seasons, which is he's a pretty solid player. They want 2 firsts for Brian Burns, and it's like, did they not understand that they're not going to get that? What are they doing? Like, I understand they're probably just very comfortable keeping a player like Brian Burns. It's like, well, we don't get, but like that also could be like reaching high, so someone comes in with an offer of a first anyway. Like, hey, how about a first and a second and other picks? And then they go, oh yeah, that's fine. I think the initial like demand for 2 firsts is so if somebody comes in offering a single first. That way, it's like, yeah, you guys have to understand if you want to get a premier pass rusher like Brian Burns, you ain't getting him for fucking what you got Christian McCaffrey for. That's a running back that we gave $12 million to. That was a mistake. But we'll see. I mean, the Panthers could look radically different week to week to week. We might have to have that difficult conversation of, is Baker Mayfield a good quarterback or not? Starting to think Baker might not be. Well, he hasn't been playing this year, but, he's been hurt a couple games. I don't think he's very good. I know that's a very hot take right now, and that's kind of, kind of like big brain, like trying to play, like speculate, predict the future shit. But like, I don't think Baker Mayfield's very good. We'll get to the Jags game. It's down there. It's one of the only good games this week, Duval. I kind of just want to make fun of Baker Mayfield for like 2 more seconds. Well, not make fun of him, just point out that he's probably just not that good. I know, controversial. I'll calm it down. Only lost 37. Other than that, they have like pretty close losses. Saints were favored by 2, lost by 8 to the Panthers. Okay. Yeah, I think Tampa. I think the Panthers should. I just don't know with Tampa right now. It's very curious. And the Panthers did just trade like their best offensive player. I don't know. They might fucking Tampa might just go ballistic too. You never know with Brady. I have Tampa Bay winning, but I don't know I don't know by 14. Actually, yeah, I don't know. 31 to like 14 is a completely doable score in this game for Tampa, as long as they don't fuck around on offense. So I'll go with the cover, sure. Tampa cover. I don't know. Do what you think feels right, David. I would look at a lot of different gambling sources. You know what I mean? Here's a game with intrigue if you think the Falcons are a good football team. Or like way better. Like I actually don't think they're like okay, here's what's up, Daniel? I'm sorry, David. I wish I was a little bit more sure-handed in gambling, but when money's on the line, I'm like, get like every opinion you can get your hands on. But I kind of think Carolina will cover 14 with the way that Tampa's been playing. Like I don't think Tampa's a bad. Like I don't think Falcons are bad, but Bengals are favored by 6.5 with an over/under of 47.5 in this one. I think that's a little high to say that they're going to win by a touchdown. This feels like a field goal type game. Oh, wow. We got a couple Atlanta pickers here. This is getting interesting. Atlanta's really earned the respect of a few people, I've noticed. It's no longer just, yeah, I'm not going to pick that loser team and get a game wrong and watch them blow it and then feel like a dipshit. That was the thing. Like, you didn't want to pick Atlanta in picks before, because it was always the scary option of picking Atlanta and giving like a solid reason, and only for them to actually like win the game in that style and then blow it in the last minute. It was like, what? How did they do that? It was one of the more baffling best parts of the last 3-4 NFL seasons. We respect your opinion. That's why we're here. And at the end of the day, it's our responsibility. Oh, for sure, David. I appreciate that, man. And I always say, like, just whatever you can afford, I appreciate it, man. Nice underdog parlay: Jets, Giants, Falcons, Seahawks. $20 pays. Oh, wow, that's a really nice underdog. Even if you don't think those teams will win, if you got, I mean, hell, $10 sounds like it'd pay $500 then, right? Hell, if you got $10, $20, and you just kind of feel like those are actual viable underdogs too. Seattle's a little scary. Seattle's, I think, the one that makes it like, yeah, because they play the Chargers. That's the hardest one of the group. You got a lot of people on the Atlanta upsets. Okay. I'm going to stick with Joey Burrow. While the Falcons have played good football this year, I wonder if they're going to be able to hang with the Bengals offensively. Should this game kind of like go weird and become like into the 20s, I don't know if Atlanta can actually keep up. 10 would pay 5. That's what I thought. Usually I'm pretty good at figuring out. Right now they're sitting at 50-50. Well, at 3-3, yep. Yeah, I would easily see the Falcons cover the spread of 7 because I have it as like a 3-point game with the Bengals taking it late. Again, I like the Bengals at home. They're clicking very well the last few games. Their only bad loss was to the Ravens, and that's like a division game, and those are always kind of like division games are weird because it's like you can take something from them, but it's like, I don't know, sometimes the one of some, like, it's like, can you really take anything from Aaron Rodgers just always beating the Bears? Like, well, the Packers are a team that can always beat the Bears, so what can we take from that? If they don't lose to the Bears, there's nothing to take from it. It's like, well, they always beat them. It was like Brady beating the Bills. It's like, well, what can I take from this? What, that he always beats Buffalo and he beat them again? I can't evaluate this team off that. So, like, division games to me are always kind of in this weird kind of like, yeah, I count them, but I also kind of look at them with this like weird, they just know each other really well and could just plan for him extremely well. That's the NFC West is the funniest game of like this coach beats this coach, but this coach always beats that coach, and that coach beats this coach only at this situation, but he always beats him in that situation. It's like, man, this is the weirdest division I've ever seen. The NFC West is very funny like that. Like, if you want to know who's going to win, you can basically just go look at the recent history and be like, oh, okay, they always win with this guy. That's how I always pick the four. That's why I generally pick the Niners over the Rams. It's like, that's a free upset. For some reason, this year was the first year I've ever seen a sports book pick the 49ers over the Rams as a favorite, and I went, damn it, they finally caught on to the free money that was just sitting there every week, every time these two teams got together, except for the one playoff game. What's up, 20? How's it going, buddy? But yeah, so yeah, I think the Falcons will cover, but I like the Bengals to win. Again, home team. I like the Bengals kicker in a game that I think is going to come down to kicking. Again, I like the Falcons kicker too, but I think McPherson's just a little bit better. I'm good, man. How you doing? Oh, I already asked you. Sorry about that. I'm good though. And I like the Bengals offense a little bit more. I think Falcons might have a better defense, but it's not by much. So take that as you will. I'll go with the Bengals. Do I want Zappy or Mac? I'd like Mac to start. But I guess if he's not 100% ready to go, we might as well just go with Zappy. Yeah, if you haven't left a like, consider doing so. It helps the video out until it gets like reinstated for monetization. Because for some reason, all my streams get yellow badged. Don't know why. So, leaving interactions helps push it out. No, Mac. Mac should be the full-time starter. No, I have a Twitter. It's Dirty Rob TV. I don't really. What's up, Daniel? I don't really use the Instagram. I don't really. I'm not a big picture guy. Clown the Browns. We already moved past them. Kind of already made fun of them a little bit. You got that goofy ass elf. But yeah, I'd like Mac to be the starter. Do you know Mac had one of the best rookie seasons of all time? Set the rookie wins record. Had the 5th best statistical season of all time for rookie QB. That's kind of hard to just be like, he should lose his job, because in a brand new offense with brand new offensive coaching and a bunch of new weapons that are also trying to learn a new offense with new coaches, he's struggled for 2 games. You know what I mean? No, it's not. Again, the offense was settled in when Zappy took over. So when Zappy takes over, he has an offense that Mac didn't have at his fingertips. The difference there is the offense was used to the system that's in place. That's why Zappy was able to come in and look a lot better. That's why Mac in that game against the Ravens looked a lot better until, except for the picks. You mean like the best left guard in football right now? I don't know. I'm gonna tell you, 20. Can you name a better left guard? No, we couldn't have. Tampa Bay was about to draft him, and then the Rams would have took him with their first pick. Any team in the do you know how many teams probably would have drafted him in the 2nd round? Tampa Bay was about to draft him, right? They've come out and said this. Oh, it doesn't matter. Cool. Projected 5th round. Tampa was drafting him in the first too, just like the Patriots were going to. Oh, that sucks to find that out. That's why Tampa traded out of the 1st round when the Patriots drafted Strange, and then immediately after that, Tampa traded out of the 1st. Oh yeah, you remember that now, don't you? Oh yeah, because we took their pick, dude. You just kind of follow ESPN, but you might not know that Cole Strange was the 7th highest graded guard prospect since 1986 when they started compiling raw athletic score. Cole Strange had the 7th highest ever for guards out of 1,296. He was the 7th highest guard ever. The only reason he wasn't a bona fide top 10 pick and he wasn't considered the best lineman of the draft, which so far he's been, he hasn't given up a sack yet. What's up, Donnie? is because he went to Chattanooga, Tennessee. He went to a very small college. It's the same reason why Kyle Duggar wasn't a bigger draft pick, because he went to a D2 school. Nothing about Cole Strange says he's a bad player. Was the most athletic fucking guard in a very long time. A higher rated prospect than Quentin Nelson. Oh, fun story. Just saying. Choked the Jets at home. Should have beaten LA Chargers and got destroyed by Bailey. Sheesh. Just letting you know. Just kind of laying that down. Do you have anything to say about that? No, because you didn't know any of that, did you? You're kind of just like a Twitter guy. I was excited once I looked up Cole Strange's information. I went, oh, that's a good pick. Really? Shaq Mason's giving up a bunch of sacks. I'm pretty sure Cole Strange has higher grades than all them people. Actually. How's that make you feel? Have they given up sacks? Cole Strange hasn't. Do you know Cole Strange is now considered a premier run blocker already in the NFL by his running backs and by David Andrews? Oh, versus Von Miller? Yeah, I mean, Cole Strange's game against the Steelers, where he was basically bitching up Casey Hayward for the entire game, was pretty... No, he doesn't. Have you ever seen him versus Casey Hayward? If you're not going to engage honestly here, dude, you're just going to get banned. You're already on a fake account. So, I don't know why you're just lying. Cole Strange is going to be like potentially all pro this year. How's that make you feel, bitch? How's that make you feel? That Cole Strange could be all pro as a left guard rookie. He hasn't given up a single sack, and the entirety of the Patriots run game goes through him. So, yeah, no, he might be. He'll be all rookie. Dude, you don't know football. I'm sorry to tell you, you just don't understand the game of football fundamentally. There's a reason the Patriots got rid of Shaq Mason and then drafted his replacement, and they haven't missed a beat at left guard. They look better at left guard than they did last year with fucking Shaq Mason there. Yeah, and he's already the best left guard in football, in my opinion. Wow, cool. Should have been a top 5 talent. He was the best guard in the draft. Do you think it was bad that the Chargers drafted Zion Johnson, who's much fucking worse than Cole Strange? No, Shaq Mason's kind of shitty this year. He's giving up a lot of sacks in Tampa. What's up, Donald? Good, man. I'm good. He's given up more sacks than Cole Strange has, so explain that like I'm 5. How does that make him better that he gives up sacks and Cole Strange doesn't? And penalties and all that. I don't think Strange has been penalized this year. No, Chargers did draft a guard in the first round. 17th pick overall, Zion Johnson. How come that wasn't a bad pick and the Patriots taking a better guard was? A better rated prospect, too. You give the Chargers shit for taking that shitty guard? How come it's only bad the Patriots did? But, I mean, he's clearly better. So that was a better pick. Yeah, who cares about projected? What does that mean? Jamarcus Russell was a projected first-round pick. How'd he turn out? What does that mean? Tom Brady was a 6th-round draft pick. What does that mean? Dude, you're like telling me things that don't fucking matter. We're going over games here in a second once I ban this idiot if he doesn't, accept the fact that sometimes You know why he was a low projection, right? Where did he go to college? Come on. Sometimes it's okay to admit that the Patriots nailed the early draft pick, much like we did with Kyle Duggar 2 years ago. This year, it's fucking Cole Strange. Sorry, dude. My team can draft exceptionally well. Your team can't. Get over it. Sorry you're a fan of a bum-ass team that doesn't win anything ever. Not my problem. I mean, we have the most rookies on our starting roster with 9 of them. Yeah, you're not a Bills fan. Sorry. Name some good players who aren't the key players on the team. Go ahead. Go ahead, name players who aren't key players. Go. Name 2 receivers who aren't your best receivers. Go. I can. Like unironically, I can name more Bills than you probably can. Yeah, he's Googling the roster and shit right now. Yeah, fuck out of here, dude. You're not a Bills fan. You'd be spouting off fucking irrelevant ass losers from your team. No, we're about done with this. Isaiah McKenzie's a big name. Next. Sorry, that doesn't count. He's one of your 3 best receivers. Next. He's your starting slot receiver. I don't count that. You have Gabe Davis and you have Stephon Diggs and Isaiah McKenzie. Somebody else. Who's your backup quarterback? He doesn't even know that Isaiah Crowder's on the team, or Jamison Crowder's on the team. If he would have said Crowder, I would have given him that. All right, good job. All right. Good job. He actually knows that he might actually be a Bills fan. Okay. All right, fair enough. I wasn't being very fair on that receiver question. I guess you were probably going, well, he probably means Davis, Knox, and... All right, fair enough. I won't hold that against you. I wasn't very direct on that. Okay. This is your guys' Super Bowl year. Don't let us down. Better bring a Super Bowl to the AFC East. If you don't, just know I'm going to clown the fuck out of your team. And if you guys lose in the Super Bowl again... You know who you'd tie for the most Super Bowl losses ever? The Patriots. Somehow we're also, we've got 5 Super Bowl losses. The Patriots are, we showed up a lot, but we've also lost quite a few. So, it is what it is. You guys could tie us for that. We sit atop bad records and good records. What's good with it? Yeah, you guys are my pick to win the AFC, but I have you guys playing the Bucks and losing. I always review my picks at week 12 or my Super Bowl pick at about week 12 to make sure if I still feel good about that, but I don't think I will, based on how Tampa's line looks. What's up, Amir? See, your basketball streams been popping off. I've been watching them, but I don't know what to type. So I'm just going to watch them and enjoy them in the background. The Pistons game was hype as fuck. I was going to type, but I was like, I don't know what to say without just seeming like I'm being a fucking dickhead. But yeah, man, your streams have been doing really good. Congrats. I seen you had like 200 fucking people in the basketball one. Similar to Brady on Pats. Yeah. It's literally like, it's like Tampa. If Tampa can get it going, it's like they should be good. And then that's the Bills' biggest obstacle in the Super Bowl, in my opinion. All right, let's get back on track here. This game's kind of a blow-off one. No fucking way, Rob. The Bills lose another Super Bowl. That's just... Yeah, I have them losing to Tampa Bay, to Tom Brady. Like, you don't understand. I think that would be the greatest situation for me. Like, for just me personally. Yeah, Cardinals will beat Saints. Yeah, I had to switch off the Saints due to injury in that one. So I'm 1-0 on my picks. I feel good. Can't go on 5. I know you guys can't. That's what I mean. You guys got to win the Super Bowl. Anything short of it's just a wild disappointment. All right, anyway, let's get back on track a little bit here. Good little argument there. 20. All right, so I have the Bengals winning just to kind of get things back into perspective. Yeah, there's a few Bills fans. It seems like Ape, I think Adam, 20. There's Bills fans all over this channel, Amir. Oh yeah, dude, the Bills are crazy, dude. Yeah, you guys should, like, again, barring, even with injury, you're still winning. I can't even say barring injury. Barring, like, literally, if I'm not even going to say anything, but as long as everything stays good with that, very almost impossible team to deal with. It reminds me so much of 2015 Cam Newton. Like, it's going to take, like, short of just having a bad game in the Super Bowl, I don't know what's going to stop that team. Yeah, this is the year, by the way, for the Bills. Yeah, this is a big year for Buffalo. Oh, yeah, this is the year. This year, next year, and maybe that third year you might be able to, but you guys have, the window is wide open for about a year and maybe next year because you might be able to keep people in cheap for one season. Bailey Zappi, yeah. Good trade chip in the future. That's what Bailey Zappi's going to be. Detroit Lions versus Dallas Cowboys. Bengals need to start out fast. That's what I agree in that one. If the Bengals can just play like and get out ahead and don't let the Falcons run, that's how they'll win this. So expect the Bengals to come out quick throwing and trying to get a big lead early to force the Falcons into throwing. That's how you beat Atlanta. Don't let them be able to run the ball. Because if they can run it, they'll probably be able to beat them. Because like they're pretty solid at that. Lions, Cowboys. Dak is back. Yeah, Falcons have been a real nice surprise. Same with the Seahawks. It's been fun to watch those two teams this year defy all expectations. Detroit, though good on offense and probably can put up some points against the Dallas defense that was a little disappointing against the Eagles. Kind of got exposed a little bit potentially. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Jacoby? Jacoby Brissett's. You almost got it. I'll give you credit for it. But it's the Lions and so the Lions defense is the issue here with that coming back. They can't stop the run, so Pollard and Zeke should have a monster game. I actually might start Tony Pollard on one of my fantasy teams, just kind of like we'll be covering this game, by the way. We'll be live reacting to the Lions and Cowboys this weekend. Should be good. There just isn't very good games this weekend. Like I would do Giants Jags, but there's like a billion goddamn Giants streamers, so I don't want to like tread on anybody's territory. And the Lions have a lot of streamers too, but I might just, whatever. Right, don't let them hang around. We can't say we don't pick it in Falcons. Yeah, I know. We can't do the Falcons rule anymore. I have to find a new team. I think that's the Panthers for now, because they got the great Baker Mayfield, who again, the hot take of the day, again, of the night. I'm very brave for saying this, by the way. I don't know if Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback. That's the hot take of the night. I know I've already done this bit, but there are new people here, and I think it's really fun. To me, it's a very funny bit. I don't care if anyone else thinks it's funny. I think it's funny to keep doing that. I can't. It's Pollard or Zeke. It's very hard to decide. I think Pollard in the flex might not be a bad option, but I don't know if he really catches anything. Ravens are winning at the Browns. Yeah, I have the Ravens winning. You're starting Javonte Williams. Isn't he hurt for the Broncos? Oh. No, wait. Yeah, right. Broncos running back. I thought he was hurt. Damn it, dude, if he's back. Anyway, so I think the Cowboys should be able to win quite comfortably. The defense just doesn't have the thing that, like, the Lions defense, I just don't think has enough to stop the Cowboys, especially with Dak back. If this was Cooper Rush, I would pick the Lions in an upset, but yeah, their defense just isn't it. You have Fournette and Pollard starting instead of Wilson from the 49. Yeah, I wouldn't play Wilson. I think those, Donnie, yeah, I would go with those guys. Russ hurt. Yep, Russell's out. Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, Russell's not playing. Dak and Elliott, yeah, that's going to be a problem. Green Bay should go after DJ Moore. Yeah, it's going to take, I think the Panthers said he's not for sale of all the people. No, he probably likes playing in Cleveland. Why would he hate it? He seems to enjoy it. They should go after him, but I don't think he's available. I think the Packers should go hard on Chase Claypool. I think that's the move. I think he fits more with what Green Bay wants to do with the football anyway. They've already got guys who are the style of, like, I already think that Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs are more the style of DJ Moore. So go get it like a big body receiver like Chase Claypool, who's a little different than the other two. I think that's a more well-built, well-rounded receiving core than just having like 3 speed demons. It's like, yeah, that kind of works, but like, Claypool kind of gives you a better like set of receivers instead of the same guy 3 times. That's the same thing the Patriots had an issue with, where they would, like, the thing with the Patriots that's hilarious is the receiving core isn't actually that bad if they had one speed threat. Because outside of their one speed threat, everybody they have is a really good possession receiver. Like, Devontae Parker, really good 50-50 guy. Kind of more possession-y, though. Nelson Aguilar, he's shitty. Thornton's going to replace him. But, like, you look at Jacoby Myers, really good possession receiver. Kendrick Bourne, really good possession receiver. Like, the entirety of the Patriots receiving corps is just a bunch of medium speed receivers who can catch really good and run really good routes. But, like, they need, like, a speed guy. And the Packers' problem is I don't think they have a route runner that can, like, just kind of get open a little bit. And I think that's what Claypool would provide to them, a guy who can kind of like get open really quickly and is kind of just a big physical body guy who can just, size the ball out. Throw him a perfect pass like Rodgers can, and he's dangerous. Anyway, so that's my quick thoughts on the whole. Again, DJ Moore is good and probably a better receiver to go after, but like I don't want to know what you'd have to actually give up for the Panthers to go from we're not trading DJ Moore to, yeah, we'll give up DJ Moore. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So, yeah, I'm going to go stick with the Cowboys in that game. There isn't much to say about that. If the Lions do wind up winning, it would be, I feel like, a crazy upset. All right. Giants and Jaguars here. This is probably one of the weird games where I feel like a lot of people are picking the underdog in it. And it's like, yeah, the Jaguars have been playing really good, and they've been, playing like surprisingly good football this year. Even in their 4 losses, they haven't looked outside of like one game against the Texans. The Jaguars haven't looked like a bad football team. They look like they're massively improved. No, the Packers would take Nelson Aguilar in a heartbeat. They need something, dude. They'd be like, we can deal with some drops. They're like, it's better than what we got now. So Patriots do have enticing trade chips when the deadline rolls around. But the Jaguars, yeah, I like what I've seen out of them, but I think the issue is the offensive line. And the obvious powerhouse strength of this Giants team is their defense. So I sit here wondering, like, what exactly are the Jaguars going to be able to do on offense in this game? Again, they've looked better. They've played better football all season long. Barring short of the Giants having like a bad day on like defense and they just don't have it. I don't really know what the Jaguars are going to be able to pull off. And again, I don't know what the Giants will be able to do against this Jaguars defense. You did all underdog bets this week besides Pat's game. Yeah, it's probably not the worst thing to do, Cameron, based on the way the season's going. I would take a 5th for Nelson Aguilar. I don't really give a shit. Giants winning sadly. Yeah, I think so, Amir. I feel like I should pick the Jaguars just so you guys win, because every time I pick the Giants, you guys have lost this year. And when I picked you guys to lose, you're 5-0. Yeah. Well, I mean, we got, we're good. We're solid. Oh, yeah, Donald. Yeah. That's why I think Chase Claypool is a good guy. He's like 5th year, 6th year vet or something like that. Yeah, and the fact that they can run the ball, yeah. So it just feels like, again, the Jaguars, I don't think they're a joke team anymore. They look a lot more solid. But again, there's just too much for this Giants team that like they just do too much better than them. I got like, I don't know, 16-10, 17-10. Feels right? That doesn't seem like a crazy score for this game. Hell, if it was 13-10, I think it would be very uncertain. Hold on. Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if like 13-10 was the final score. My nose got all plugged up. That was weird. Anyway, let's scroll down a little bit. So yeah, I'll stick with the Giants. I don't know. Jaguars are on the way, but they're not quite there yet. I think next year, once they start building up a better line for Trevor Lawrence in their run game, that'll actually be a pretty solid team. But again, they fucking Urban, they weren't set up good this year. They just gotta, they just do whatever they can. They had to patch a lot of holes on a very quickly sinking ship, and the duct tape was weird looking and expensive, but it's at least sailing now. Like, you don't go into the Jaguars game going, all right, this is a 50-point win. It's like, boy, oh boy, I hope we don't lose this one. Why? Because they're not that bad anymore. Like, that's the actual, like, reality of playing the Jaguars now. It's still like, all right, we should win, but pay attention. All three New York teams are winning. Yeah, Devontae Parker. Yeah, he's been solid the last couple weeks. As soon as I got rid of Devontae Parker in fantasy, he started balling the fuck out. Do you know how mad I was about that? And everybody else, he was literally picked up the second I let go of him, and I played against him, and I'm like, dude, really? Fucking 28 points. Are you fucking kidding me? I got 8 points combined in 4 weeks out of this bum. Jets your lock this week, even before the news came out of Russell. Yeah, I had the Jets winning this week as well. We'll get down to that in just a little bit. Colts and Titans. This is unironically the best game of the weekend, I think. Like, if Christian McCaffrey was going to play a full game, the Chiefs and Niners would be the best one. But until that, I don't know. This is probably your best game. It's kind of a shit week. Win or lose, the Giants will be attacked somehow. Either, well, it's just the Jags. Yep, exactly. I hate the easy schedule thing against teams. Yeah, you guys, it's a lose-lose for you guys. It's annoying with you guys. Teams just can't, like, admit the Giants are good. It's like, I don't know, guys. Maybe they're just a good defense, good coaching, and a good run game. That's all you really need. You can win a lot of games that way. Nah, Donnie, no. The Jets are a different story. Other than the Packers win, they've had some of the luckiest wins I think I've ever seen for a team. Do you play Andrew Ayuk or Christian Kirk this week for fantasy because Jefferson on bye? Ah, boy. Who's having a better year fantasy-wise? I'd imagine it's Kirk, right? Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, the Colts-Titans. This is probably... I forgot who I picked. I think I have the Titans winning. Yeah, because of recent history, the Titans dominate this series. So I went with the Titans at home. I've liked what I've seen more out of the Titans this year. Outside of the one good game we've seen out of the Colts last week against the Jaguars, it's like they had to like struggle to come back and win. I can't really pick a team that has showed almost no consistency in the Colts. It's like, yeah, 1 week they look all right, and then they look like dog shit. They look like bigger dog shit. And then they look all right, and then they look bad, and then they look pretty good. It's like, I'm good on picking this team. Until they can show me for like 2 or 3 weeks that they're like, they've turned it around and gotten their shit together. Yeah, I don't know why they're not running the football more in Green Bay. Should just run the ball. Just simplify it. Cool, JJ. You stop spamming, man. You sent a lot of messages in like 3 seconds. Chill out. I picked up Taylor Hinkie just in case he starts playing better than Tom. Hey, you never know. Tom's been slumping it out to start the year. But yeah, again, with the Titans, it seems like Derrick Henry's been getting his stuff going. Seems like that'll help the offense get everything else going in terms of how the way the Titans work, as long as Derrick Henry can run for like 4 yards a carry. Yeah, I time people out when they don't acknowledge bots or you get timed out. Immediately, it's not debatable because that makes more of them come. Good job. Plus, like, your fucking spamming was just as annoying as the bot. So you can sit out for 5 minutes. I'll see you in 5 minutes. It's not a ban. You're just timed out. So you're basically sitting in the corner for 5 minutes. JJ. I hate when people acknowledge the bots. It's like, why would you do that? Like there's like, they have like shit that like recognizes people acknowledging them like that. And if you don't believe me, then you're a fool. Anyway, the Titans offense works in a way that as long as Derrick Henry is getting 4 to 4.5, the offense works very good because it just goes play action crazy. And Ryan Tannehill, believe it or not, when he has the threat of that running game behind him and like play action buying him a second extra of time, maybe, he's actually pretty solid. But like outside of those very specific parameters being like that way, which they've seemed to like the last couple games kind of have lined up that way, they should be all right. Titans should be kind of more like what we're used to seeing out of them. They're playing a good team, like a better team. This isn't like a shit team that doesn't have any expectations. So again, the Titans should rise way over to the occasion and look like a world beater. And then when they play, I don't know, Carolina next week, they'll lose fucking 42-0 because that's just how the Titans roll. Yeah, I want to pick the split too. That's the thing. That one guy, I want to pick the Colts, but it's like, man, they've been so inconsistent. I can't trust them right now. If they would been just like struggling, kind of like on defense, or like they couldn't run the ball or something, that'd be one thing. But it's just like, no, they've been a bad team and like inconsistent, like all around bad team. Some games, it's not like one thing is bad. It's like the majority of the team plays poor. All right, that's enough on a game, I guess. I'm the only person who thinks the Titans versus Colts is a good game. I guess it's not. What do you guys think the best game of this weekend? Is there even a good game this weekend? The funniest game could be the Patriots at the Bears. Did you hear what the Bears were doing? Did you hear what that Justin Johnson, I don't know what his name is, a defensive lineman for the Bears said? Unprompted, he asked what he thought about playing the Patriots, and he's like, I heard they're still cheating up there. I'm going to be checking for deflated footballs in the game. I'm not kidding, by the way. This is a real quote. It's like, why in the fuck would you say that? Do you know every time a player or a team does this to... You know how sometimes the Patriots score like 54 points with their starters in, and then all of a sudden they'll sit everybody? You know that's when that happens, right? Like almost every time you see the Patriots run the fucking score up and win like 54-12 or something, you can almost go and correlate a player talking crazy shit like that before the Patriots play a team. The Bears might actually have just like lit the fucking the pyre, the candle pyre for like, you know how like Vikings get sent out on like a pyre and they like light it on fire and they kick them out to sea when they die. They might have just already laid down and lit the candle and fucking kicked themselves off the coast. We know we're gonna die. We're just gonna go down talking shit as we go. If that's their plan, I guess I respect it. But boy, that could be, unless the Bears pull one of the craziest like wins ever. That could be a fucking ass beating. Anyway, we'll move on to the Packers and the Commanders. I want to see what the line is in this game, just so I can kind of see where people are thinking on the... Packers are favored by 4.5 with an over-under of 41.5. They should win this game. They also should have beat the Jets and the Giants. So I don't really know what to think of the Packers right now. Are they still the Packers? Is this still Aaron Rodgers? Are the reports of him being ready to retire at the end of the season actually true? Because I didn't actually believe them. What's up, Shlomo? Yeah, it was 70 today by me. It was really nice. Hey, we're up to 12 likes. I appreciate that, everybody. Very cool, very kind. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't left a like, consider doing so. Helps the stream out. Thank you very much. Commanders with the upset. All right. I that's not the first time I've seen people pick the Commanders in what would be a crazy upset. With Taylor Hanke and a bunch of other backups playing, and yeah, Titans versus Colts. Most intriguing game might be the Dolphins and Steelers. Blowout will be Pats over the Bears. Highest scoring will be Seahawks and Chargers. That's a good breakdown of the weekend. I agree with that. Game with the biggest shock potential is the Packers and Commanders, in my opinion. Because I don't know, the Packers just don't seem to have a good receiving core right now. It's going to be 36 and snowing. Where you're at? Jesus, that's cold. Oh, it's going to start snowing by me at some point then. The sporting game will be Texans and Raiders, for the Raiders at least, if they want to save it. Yeah, Raiders have to win. It's a must win. But yeah, Packers, Commanders, I don't know. The big issue for me with Green Bay this season has been like the refusal to run the ball, despite the fact that they have like nothing in the receiving core to work with. So it's kind of like, well, why not just run it if the cupboards are so like barren? You'd have to imagine that they've thought about doing that this next game. And have, probably figured out like, hey, maybe we use these two premier running backs and start going forward with the football. There's no real good argument as to why the Commanders should win this game, but could be an upset. I don't feel that good about the Packers. The only problem is if they do lose to the Commanders, that will turn their season around. If they win this game and then kind of just like 500 it the rest of the way through, they'll never get their footing in. So you kind of have to hope that the Packers win this game, simply because by them winning this game, things get a little thrown off. Things get thrown a little bit wonky. Suddenly you got a Packers team that, just never gets it consistent. But if they lose here, then they can rebound off this. You know what I mean? Do you guys think they're going to give Aaron Rodgers another MVP this year for trying really hard, like they gave him last year? Just a curious question. The most undeserving MVP I've ever fucking seen in my life, but whatever. Next question. I don't know. The Commanders could win, but it would be a monumental upset, I feel like. It's like a must win, but it's also like if they do lose, it could probably save their season like they always do. Like the Packers always have like one dramatic loss in the season where they like hang their hat on and like come around on. That could have been the Jets, but we'll see. I hope you're right about that, Donnie. I hope you're right. All right, next game. First 4:00 game, so we're on to this next slate of games. It's the Jets and the Broncos. The surprise team of the year, one of them anyway, and the Jets taking on another surprise team in the year in the bad way, in the Broncos. There will be no Russell Wilson, no Dangerous. No iced out motherfucking Russ. He's out with a hamstring injury, so it'll be Brett Rypien. Fun little piece of history. Do you know he's only got, I think, one other NFL start in his career for the Broncos? Just a little piece of history. That other start, I believe, was against the Jets. Believe it or not, he won that game versus the Jets. So I think this dude's like 1-0 as a starter, specifically versus the Jets. Now, is that the same Jets team we see today? I don't think so. I think that was who was the coach before Robert Saleh? Was it like Adam Gase? Was that real, or was that like a fever dream? Jags and Giants, very dependent on the matchup. Yep, it's going to be cat and mouse in the Jags and Giants. I feel like kicking is going to be a big determiner in that game. But no, in the Jets Broncos, I think the Jets should be able to win this game with their defense. Again, their offense is kind of dog shit, and they'll probably struggle versus Denver's defense. But like a 13-10 win for the Jets. Crazy eyes equal cocaine eyes. Adam 8-ball Gase. But I don't know. Broncos offensively have been a complete disaster this year, but their defense has been pretty goddamn lights out. Yeah, that's probably not a bad trade. Defensively, they're giving up 12 points a game. They can only score 7 though. So when you're giving up, 14 points a game, roughly, that's probably what it is. Kind of hard to be like, oh, this team stinks. They can't do nothing. Yeah, New England's defense this year is the way to make moves. For this game coming up too. That was my thing. I also picked the Jets up for a couple of teams, actually. I picked the Jets up for a couple of teams and replaced the Ravens who are playing the Browns because I don't necessarily trust the Ravens defense to stop the Browns' rush attack. So I was like, whose defense I do trust to just go completely ballistic against an offense that can't score 10 points a game? The Broncos. And boy, I feel like that was a good pickup. I got a feeling now the Jets are but Jets could pitch a shot unless Ripien is just a better quarterback than Russ now. That would be the ultimate hilarity of that matchup. Dude comes out and throws 5 touchdowns and like 600 yards. I'd be like, that's kind of bullshit. Good to know the Jets are terrible, but really? Fucking Russ would have to just leave town. Yeah, we play the Jets, Bills, and Jets. I think we play like all of the AFC East in like a really hardline consecutive row, which is like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, one idiot personally brought those fucking bots in here now. What an absolute retard. We got the Colts in like 2 or 3 weeks. Yep. I think that's after the weird Jets bill. It could be Jets, Colts, Jets or something like that. I don't know, but it's like a weird schedule. We're playing a bunch of teams I don't like in a row, and that kind of sucks. Russ is still one of my non-favorite Patriots. It just sucks that he's playing bad right now. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He might be all done, though. I don't know. It's really sad to see. So it's Jets, Colts, Jets then. All right. Because I know we play the Jets like twice in a row almost. It's like the weirdest scheduling. By the way, the reason I'm not talking much about like the next game, it's the Texans versus the Raiders. And there's like nobody here anymore. So I don't know why everybody's dipped. Is the stream over? Where did everybody go? Or is there still a bunch of people here and I'm just being lied to about the total viewers? Which typically happens on a lot of the streams I do. Oh, it's down to 3. Which I tend to believe right now because there's only one person to 2 people talking. So, I mean, the stream feels dead. What happened? Where the fuck did everybody just go? There's only like 18 people in here like a minute ago. I guess YouTube decided it was time to call out the numbers and thin my stream out. They're like, it's doing too good. Kill it. Oh, now it's 2 people. All right, well, that's fun. Yeah, everyone's dead. I don't know. There's clearly more than 2 people. It's doing that thing it does every so often where it just decides every new viewer is a minus viewer. Darn, I was having too good of a stream, I guess. Yeah, they just fucking, everybody's gone. It's down to 2 people. What's up, Alex, though? And clearly that's incorrect. I'm in the chat. You 3 are in the chat. So we're being lied to. Well, yeah, and there's also like 5+ lurkers that watch every stream I do. Like, I know I have a steady stream of lurkers on this channel. That's the thing. Like, I have like a bunch of boomers who just enjoy watching me and they don't know really how to chat that much. You know what I mean? Like, I know what my audience is. I look at the demographics. I have like a bunch of 50+-year-olders who watch. Don't know how I did that. I don't know where that came from, but like, I guess I have just old enough humor where it's not really, it's their thing. They're like, I just, I like watching stuff on the internet sometimes. Sunday Night Football. Yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to like that this week. Anyway, Texans, Raiders. I don't really have much of an opinion on this. I think the Raiders will win. If they don't, well, then they might actually fire Josh McDaniels. But off of bye week, I like the Raiders. I don't think it matters much that the Texans are coming off a bye week, if we're being really honest. But I guess you could make the argument for the Texans winning this game if you have a very strong opinion. Well, maybe, Alex. Who knows? I'm not that actually pressed about views like that. This will get 100 views on it. Once I'm done being live, it'll have over 100 views. Not too worried about it. At my size, anything over like 0 people watching is generally a good stream. Because like sometimes you'll see people go live on YouTube, right? Like, and they'll have like 200,000 subs. And you'd think that would mean they'd have a lot of people watching, and there'll be like 500-600 people in there. You know what I mean? It seems like to have any kind of consistent viewership as a small channel like me is, I take that as a W. Especially since for like the first hour of the stream, it was like a pretty good solid 15-20 people. That was pretty solid. I'll take that. For a non-reaction stream as a small channel, that's pretty good. It's all about perspective, right? Like, I know that there are streamers that would kill to have 6 people watching them right now. So I've decided to not worry about viewer count anymore. Except for if it's like one person and it's like very clearly just one person. I'm like, all right, dude, we could probably just chat on Discord if you want. It's just like, we could just take it over to the Discord. And they go, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, see you later. And no one else says anything. I tune in every Saturday. Always a good time and some ignorant ass. Yeah, Saturdays are my fun stream. It's just fun. It's like Pick'em, but like the extended version. Raiders is better to lose to the Texans. Yeah, Raiders is too good to lose to them. I agree. But all right, so we'll move on to the Seahawks and Chargers. This is actually a somewhat enticing game with the Seahawks and Chargers because the Chargers defense hasn't been very good this year. So the Seahawks probably will be able to score in this one. And the Chargers will be able to put points up on this miserable ass Seahawks defense. Chargers aren't good enough to just declare an outright win for the Chargers, but I have the Chargers winning because I just ultimately trust them a little bit more than, like, if it comes down to it, which defense, to me, it's this. What defense do you trust to make a play? It's the Chargers. Again, I think the Chargers or the Seahawks have better coaching, and that's about it. But that coaching advantage is actually quite massive. Yeah, I feel bad picking the Giants. I almost wanted to pick against you guys, but I want to get some points on my pick 'em finally. I gotta get like 30. If I can get 12 or 13 wins, I won't pick you guys anymore. But I'll never have that good of a week again. I'm starting Williams and Carter for LA and Lockett for Seattle. That's not bad. I don't know who I'm starting for fantasy. I always make my decisions on Sunday morning around noon. I'm like, all right, these are the people that are playing. I know everyone is healthy. Because I've had bad luck with fantasy football player health. I'm literally one of the unluckiest dudes for that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is. But yeah, Seahawks, Chargers. I ultimately just kind of trust the Chargers a little bit more. I trust their offense more. I trust their defense more. I feel like I trust the Seahawks special teams more, though. I don't know why that is. But all right, see you later, that one guy. Thanks for tuning in, man. I also don't know how healthy the Chargers kicker might be. But take her easy, my friend. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. You always make the streams pretty fun here. I'm gonna cut some players because my team is horrid in one of the Canasta leagues. Oh, okay. Canasta. I have some teams that are like weirdly overpowered, but like I lose all the time with them because like I don't know. I just got DeAndre Hopkins back on 4 of my 5 teams. Oh man, that was such a major help. Yeah, that's gonna be a big thing. I wonder how healthy their kicker is heading in, but I still ultimately trust the Chargers more overall. Again, I only trust the Seahawks special teams and coaching more. So one of the fantasy leagues. Oh, canasta is a cool word though. I don't know what that means, but it's a cool word. So yeah, give me the Chargers. Chiefs and 49ers. I'm gonna go get a soda real quick, but we're on the Chiefs and 49ers, and the thing I'm gonna talk about in a second here is McCaffrey info. What I know right now about that is I don't know. I think they plan on playing him a little bit, but like in a real basic like red zone ass offense. So like when they get close, he might score touchdowns, but again, think about that in a second. I'll be right back. So you know what I did at the store? I was at Wally World the other day, and I was like buying stuff to make my chicken taste better. And I was going down the spice aisle, and I looked up, and I fucking seen this bottle called Great Value, and I was like, ah, gross. And then I seen Asian Zing wing sauce, and I was like, oh, really? And I bought some. It was only like $3 for a bottle like this fucking big of it. It was a good size. So I was like, oh, that seems really cheap too with inflation and everything. I'll take a bottle. And then I went home and I've been using it as the greatest dip I've ever bought. I used it with fish, absolutely delicious. Chicken, absolutely delicious. Oh, dude, literally, like the Great Value brand of like the Asians, like the hot wing sauces are so it's solid. They're not. I feel like it's not as hot as like the Buffalo Wild Wings one. Wow, I couldn't remember that, but I'm also not like. Yeah, it's like a pour sauce you put on it. Yeah, yeah, Great Value brand. Yeah, it's actually pretty solid too. But again, I'm not like coating it in the way that they do at Beat Ups, so that's probably why it's not as hot. But it's fucking really good. I love it to dip my fries in. Oh man, it's so delicious. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Those if you like the Beat Ups sauces, and you don't want to pay like the $6 that it costs to get the actual like brand, you could. The Great Value is pretty good. Just a little heads up. I've been eating the shit out of Asian Zing chicken the last few nights. It's like, oh, dude. Literally, I've been eating really delicious chicken the last couple. Like, I'm just like, man, I miss eating dinner that I ate a really good dinner a couple hours ago, and I just miss it already. Still taste it. Anyway, let's get back to the football there. I was just thinking about that food while I went and got that pop. I was like, man, that was a good dinner. I might bake some chicken with that on it tomorrow. Or I don't know about tomorrow. I think I'm gonna eat some spaghetti tomorrow. But I like eating spaghetti. But maybe Tuesday or something I might bake some chicken with that shit on it. Anyway, Chiefs and 49ers. Yeah, I'm already drooling thinking about it. I'm like, damn, that would be really tasty. It just baked deep into the chicken. Anyway. Yeah, I'm fucking distracted now thinking about that. That's a problem, dude. That's really good. I'm gonna be sad when I run out of that stuff. I have to take it easy. I'm only gonna use. Oh, my side hurts. I'm gonna be taking a big shit later. I can already feel the deuce moving through the old intestines, causing some pain. We're at the Chiefs and 49ers. I haven't switched any of my picks. I know we're kind of far down already. We haven't gotten to your team yet, though, so that's good. Italian dressing, huh? Is that pretty good? Chiefs 49ers. Yeah, I mean, it has the shapings of it, right? Like, we don't know how much we're going to see McCaffrey, if at all. I would imagine if he does play, it'll be a lot of, like, red zone packages, a lot of, like, short down situations where it's just, like, a quick little handoff, maybe a screen pass or something. But again, that'll probably change coming into, like, the week 8. But, like, week 7, it'll be pretty limited with McCaffrey. So I have the Chiefs winning in this one and getting, like, back on track after a tough loss last week. Especially since the 49ers defense is pretty banged up in this one. I think they're without a few guys still. And if they are back, they're going to be pretty like half health. So I think the Chiefs should be able to take this. Even if McCaffrey was playing a full game, I think I'd have to go Chiefs just because I know the 49ers, I think their defensive front's a little banged up. Nah, best game of the week is going to be on Monday night, that Steelers Nation. It just sucks because I'm only going to be able to do half the game because of my goddamn class. And this is the one game all right, see you later, Donnie. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. I appreciate it. You have a good night, my friend. Like Monday, I'm only gonna be able to do half the game because of my class. I'm gonna be like running home. I'm gonna be sitting by the door, like going, "Come on, all right, yeah, good story, good story. Can we hurry this along, please? I got shit to do tonight." I'm gonna be wearing a bunch of Patriots gear, going, "Yeah, I'm just kind of distracted tonight, you know. I don't know what it is." It's like, Rob, man, you finally decided to use your phone in class to like look at the stories, huh? Yeah, I'm looking at the stories. Yeah, that's what's going on. You normally just memorize all this stuff. Yeah, normally, yeah, I'm pretty good with memory. Yep. I'm just sitting in class. We score a touchdown. I'm like, fuck yeah! And then everybody's like, the fuck was that? It's kind of quiet, or somebody's like giving a critique of someone else's like hard worked on story, and it's like the part where they're like giving suggestions to make it better, and they're like, I just think this part's a little confusing, and I just fucking fist pump. I'm like, first down, fuck yeah! Just making things really intense. Complete jackass. Get up, flip the table over if Mac throws a pick. Leave. Be like, what the fuck? What is he so angry about? And then come back in and apologize. But I'm sorry. I just, fucking, they shouldn't have this class so late on a Monday evening. My dog is sick. It has diarrhea. I'm very upset. You have a dog? Nope. Lied right to you. Don't know why I just did that. Not very good liar either. Yeah, so I don't know. Got the Chiefs in this one. Should be pretty solid. Should be a good game too. Like again, because there's no good games this weekend outside of maybe the Colts and Titans, and I guess the Chiefs and Niners. But again, with all the Niners injuries, I don't know how competitive the Niners can make this. They might get kind of smacked up a little bit. They certainly didn't do very well in stopping the Falcons in any capacity without their defense being fully healthy. So that's why I'm predicting that the Chiefs might be able to just tear these dudes apart. Remember that Marcus Mariota was like 13 for 14 against these guys last week. Very troubling statistic. Put that on a good quarterback, that's like fucking 30 for 30. You know what I mean? The perfect season by Jameis Winston. All right, let's move on to this here game. What's up, Cho? You should be able to get the 4. Yeah, you guys should be able to win tomorrow. What's up, Kenny? Welcome back. Yeah, they should win. Chiefs are pretty lucky that there's no McCaffrey quite yet. And if he is used, it's going to be in a pretty limited role this week, if at all. All right, here's a good one. Steelers and Dolphins. I'm sure this is a game everybody's been waiting to see. You had a long day. How'd your team do today? You guys finally get a W? I guess no, because you'd probably be partying and stuff with your teammates. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear. But imagine that's going to be quite the big ordeal. Are you going to enter the transfer portal for team managers and be like, listen, guys, it was a good year. Thanks for letting me be your team manager. But, I can't stick around a C-tier organization like this. I'm taking my talents and I'm going to team manage somewhere else. And you enter the first ever team manager to enter the transfer portal, Kenny Pickett, or Kenny. You think that Tua comes back and he balls out like he did before? Was he really balling out? I know they were like putting up a bunch of yards, and that's fine, but like most defenses have switched to the bend don't break. And did you know? Here's a little fun fact that our friend Mike is very adamant to tell people about. I believe the Tua offense without the one quarter against the Dolphins or against the Ravens when the Ravens blew it there. They're only averaging like 17 points a game rounded up. Like they're incredibly inefficient. So again, he should come back and they should look a lot better, but like what's a lot better than what they look right now? Yeah, again, that's what they have, like 20 points. That's because the league has adopted more of a bend don't break mentality. We'll let you get across the 30, but like, can you put the ball in that final 20 yards? Clearly, the answer for the Dolphins is not all the time. And with a bunch of speed receivers like Waddle and Hill and Wilson, that's actually going to be a problem. Yeah, they're not scoring in the red zone. They're getting a lot of yards. That's fine and all. But again, the NFL has kind of gone to, we'll let teams. Again, the Patriots started this trend back in the mid 2000s where they would just let teams get like halfway to 3/4 of the way down the field, and then all of a sudden they'd just stop them and get a turnover, or they'd force them into kicking a field goal. That defensive philosophy is like every team's defensive philosophy now. They're like, that actually is really smart. Yeah, let them get down there. Who gives a shit? Oh, no, they're at the 30. Half the teams go for it now on 4th down, so you don't even necessarily give up a field goal anymore. A team like the Patriots could win a lot of games just because they're willing to take field goals. All right, if they're going to let us get down to where we can't just score in the red zone, we'll take every single field goal we can take. Yeah, that's because people aren't taking field goals anymore. You want to know how the Lions got blown out by the Patriots? Do you know they only scored 14 points on offense in that game? They hit 15 points of field goals, making it a 29-0 blowout. Without the field goals, it would have been 14-0, very close nail-biter type game. Too many teams are playing way too like a big brain football, and like, we're gonna go for it. It's like, why not just take the fucking points? What are you doing? What if you lose by 2 points? Like, are you going to feel like a dumb bitch from this? Yeah, you're going to. You're going to be like, damn, I should have fucking just kicked it. I just don't understand this sudden, like, just drift. Like, I understand for, like, the Chargers. Like, the Lions are one of the teams where I can look at and be like, at least you fucking don't have a kicker. Like, that, like, you know, at least if you don't have a kicker and you have to go for it, that's a different story. But, like, we know the Chargers have a good kicker. That motherfucker was booting in field goals with, like, a nearly torn hamstring or whatever the hell was wrong with him. It's like, nah, LA, now you don't even got an excuse because you got, like, a money bag kicker, too. Yeah, I don't understand. It's like, get rid of your kicker, then. Why do you guys have him? Why waste him? He's literally sitting there going, I could make this. We would have won 3 games more last year if you just let me kick, coach. Yeah, they have like a really good kicker, so it's just very surprising that they don't use him. It's just like, to me, it's always like the best teams in the NFL always have the best punters. It's like the Chiefs having that really good punter for like a very long time. So what's even the point? Do you guys even punt? Or like the Patriots always having like one of the league's best punters with Brady on the team. It's like they don't even really punt. What do they have him for? It's always the most hilarious conundrum. But yeah, the Steelers and the Dolphins, man. This is I have the Dolphins winning because they probably should win. Boy, you had fun today? Well, that's good at least. After the game, I went out to eat, then got into the tech game with your friend and driving around after that. Hell yeah, sounds like you had a long, fun day. No, I don't think so. I think as soon as Mac's ready to start playing, you play him. Like, who are you a fan of, Joe? You're a fan of Mahomes, right? Okay, so say after Mahomes' first year, he goes down with like an unfortunate ankle injury, right? And you know how he didn't start the next year off gangbusters. Then say like the backup comes in. I can't even use Mahomes. He didn't start as a rookie. But just imagine like the controversy, like people trying to tell you there's a controversy if like Justin Herbert would have got hurt last year. Let's use Justin Herbert. If he would have gotten hurt last year and his backup would have came in and won 2 or 3 games. Well, it's not comparable because mainly Max started as a rookie and Mahomes wasn't able to beat out Alex Smith. Just saying. Mac was able to beat out a former MVP. I don't know. It was a little different. Mac wasn't put on a super team either, so, you know. We'll see how Mahomes continues to do once his super team evaporates. Anyway, so to Justin Herbert, who he had a better rookie season. Well, Herbert had better statistics, barely. Mac had a better win season totals. But again, Mac did have like the 5th best rookie season of all time and the best win record of all time for a rookie. Yeah, I'm literally a Patriots fan. Yeah. What indicates Mac isn't going to be good too? Weird. This is weird. Why does everyone say Mac sucks? What tells you that? Please show me. Because if anybody had a young quarterback that did as good as Mac did on their team, they wouldn't be saying, like, they'd be very confused as to why everyone's like, why does everyone think our guy sucks? Oh, you can't really judge quarterbacks for 3 years. Yeah, I actually agree with that statement. Okay, fair enough. I just think he's a good young QB. That's all. Like, it's like you can't have a rookie season like he did and just kind of hand wave it off and be like, no, that's not very good. It's like, actually, he literally set records for wins. It's like, come on. It's like, I get it. He doesn't have the strongest arm, but like, that's not a requirement in the NFL to succeed. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning's arms were not as strong as Big Ben's arm or Phillip Rivers' arm. Like, it's just like, those are like simple facts. Like, those are just like real statements that are very true. But guess what? Brady won more than all those guys who have way better arms than him. Like, what does that mean? You have to learn your limitations, like Mac is doing right now. Learn that, like, all right, I can't throw it I can't take this depth because I just don't have the arm strength to beat out the safeties. I can throw it here, I can throw it here, I can throw it here, I can't throw it there. Mac has all the the training wheels are off. So he's learning what he can't, like, you know, oftentimes that sophomore slump for a quarterback has nothing to do with them just not being able to play in the league for some, like, the mystery of the sophomore slump. It has basically what it is it's the quarterback being told or the player being told to figure out what they can't do. Right? So when Max sees a guy going deep, he's like, I'm going to fucking hold it for an extra second and then bomb it the fuck out there and see if I can't, you know, get it really deep on this or try like a trick deep. Like it's just like, all right, so maybe my arm isn't good from 25 yards. I have to back that boy up to 18 where I'm back into like 80s and 90% accuracy. That's where I'm going to take my deep throws is just under 20 yards. And again, that's literally what you do in your second year. You like figure out like this throw works for me, this throw works for me, that throw doesn't, this deep, that deep, this side. I like throwing to the right, I like throwing to the left, I like throwing across the middle. Like you learn a lot in that second year, and that's what Mac's doing. That's why you see the picks are up right now. And you can see him fucking get real. You know how you know he's testing things because he gets very pissy for about like 5 seconds after he throws the ball because he just threw a pick. You can read every one of his picks and look at his face, and you could be like, "Oh, he knows it." He's like, "Oh, fuck," and it's like, "All right, that's good. I shouldn't have did that pick." Immediately understands the mistake, and he doesn't really make the same mistake twice, except for oh boy, them linebacker picks are brutal on him. Where a linebacker kind of what it is like the linebacker goes like up to the line and shows like a faux blitz and then like sneaks off into coverage and goes to, and like Mac is somehow so he's gotten picked 3 times with that this year, once in the preseason and twice in the regular season. And it's just like, Mac, what are you doing, dude? How are you just getting beat by this every fucking time it happens? Yeah, he's very accurate. His arm just isn't as good as it as other quarterbacks are. But again, you don't need Herbert's arm. Yeah, him and Trevor, yeah, by a mile, 100%. Fields is good too, but he went to a bad situation, and I think that's going to be the death of the guy. Unfortunately, we'll get to the Fields situation soon. But again, with the Dolphins and Steelers, I think Pickett's not bad, but the problem here is I I think the Dolphins defense might be a little overwhelming for the Steelers offense that, is kind of hit and miss, kind of up and down, kind of like you're not really sure what you're going to get. But again, with this Dolphins defense is pretty like fucking devastating at times. I'll read that in a sec. But yeah, so I think the Steelers could keep it like shockingly close because again, I think their defense is sneaky good or is slowly starting to come back into like that sneaky good category. Would it be super shocking if the Steelers won this? Not really. But yeah, at home, I don't think they'll roll over the game. I don't see a rollover. I see a weirdly close game where the Dolphins pull it off, but like boy oh boy, will it be a dogfight. Because again, Brian Flores was also the coach. So really keep in mind that he knows every goddamn thing about that team. There is barely anything different from when he was there. Just remember that. This game to me has like upset potential all over it. It'll be, super low scoring, yeah. But the Dolphins are going to be quite interesting. But I also like the fact that the Steelers have their former head coach. That's a major advantage for the Steelers. Yeah, and the Steelers usually play up to teams. Like, that's one of the things that's, like, embedded in, like, half this team's DNA is, like, they'll play way down to their competition, like, way beneath them. Like, they'll play worse than their competition, actually. Which is shocking. I don't understand it. But, like, if they're, like, the underdog, something, like, cracks out in the Steelers', like, DNA, and they, like, turn into, like, a damn near super team when they're, like, underdogs. If this was in Pittsburgh, I'd pick the Steelers to just win in an upset. And it has nothing to do, like, it's literally just because the Steelers are, like, kind of scary in these kind of games where it's, like, they got nothing to lose, man. Look out. That team doesn't... That's a good coach. Win games like this. But I think being in Miami should give Miami the edge. Yeah, the Steelers are the poster child for like playing to their competition. They either play way up to it or if you're a bad team, you can beat them. If they go like 11-6 under a Mike Tomlin team, they'll lose 6 games to teams that they should have beat, and they'll have like 7 wins against teams that everybody thought they were going to lose. Typical Mike Tomlin season. Tell me I'm wrong. He'll win 11-12 games, and all the losses are to like Jacksonville, the Jets, some shitty NFC team like Detroit, and like the Raiders. It's just like 4 teams that they should have beat, and it's just like, is that really who you guys lost to? What the fuck happened? They're really good, actually. Like, they're low-key solid football teams. No, they aren't. The Jaguars done lost 57-7 the following week. Damn, we caught them on a good week or something. Yeah, for 13 times. We were actually 2-4 the last time we played Miami in 2009, but that was the year Miami had. Yeah, Miami was tanking then, so that's a little different. Right now, they're trying to win. Again, Nathan, I think your team is going to play good in this game, but I think ultimately I kind of just trust Miami a little more right now. You guys can win this game. You guys might actually somehow finish like 9-8. Steelers fans when they finish 9-8 this year. Missed the playoff by like 3 games. They're like, hey, that's pretty good. We actually had a pretty solid finish there. Kenny Pickett's the guy, because that would mean Pickett had a fucking solid second half of the year if you finish out like that. Like, hey, we'll just wait for next year. We're solid. You know why? You know, I've always wondered why like Steelers fans never really panic about winning the Super Bowl. As a team that has 6, as a fan of a team with 6 Super Bowls, I get it now. Steelers fans just don't give it because they're so far ahead of the rest of the league. It doesn't matter how many years it takes them to win another Super Bowl. They're so far ahead of everybody else. It's like, I guess we could win another one soon, but what's the hurry? There are teams with 0 still. We won run in the last 30 years. We're perfectly fine. That's what I mean, though. It's like, it's fine if not, though. It's like one of the things, like, I watched my team win 5 Super Bowls. I don't care if I ever watch them win another. Like, people, like, rub that in my face. Like, what if the Patriots never win another Super Bowl? Oh, no, I don't know. I've watched my team win 5 and my favorite player of all time win 6. Boy, I don't know. Whatever will I do? Cry? I've got enough wins as a fan for all time. Literally, like, all time. Yeah, I literally don't know what it's like to not like good football. Like, and even now it's like one season of playoffs, a one bad year and the playoffs. Like, wow, what a bad run. We had a 7. Do you know the worst year of Patriots football for me was 7-9? That's the worst it's ever been for me as a fan. That's it. That's the bad part. That's the worst as a Patriots fan it's ever been. And I don't even care about that. I still think about that 18-1 season more than that. That shit sometimes just is like, damn, dude. Do you know how much shit I could have talked if we would have went 19-0? Well, I watched them play the Panthers in the Super Bowl and they beat them, so I became a fan of them when I was 9. Was it a bandwagon move? Sure. Also, my dad was a fan of the Patriots his entire life until they replaced Drew Bledsoe with Tom Brady, and then kept him in there. And my dad went, well, I'm done with this fucking team. He didn't like that they replaced Drew Bledsoe. Well, he really liked Drew Bledsoe. So my dad, growing up, I was probably exposed to a ton of Patriots talk and a bunch of Patriots games, watching Patriots games with my dad before I was fully aware, because he watched Patriots stuff, you know what I mean? So there's a very good opportunity that I actually was just exposed to them from 1993 to 2001 from my dad watching them. And I just, as soon as I started watching and I like seen the name Patriots, I went, that's my team. Like very like, what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't even know the Lions were real until 2005. I just heard Detroit had a really bad football team and I went, yeah, I'm not interested in watching that then. I'll just watch these guys. These guys get a parade when they win. Honestly, spoiled Pats fans are more because they just went to unlimited Super Bowls and won most of them. Well, we lost 5 Super Bowls, actually. At least 2. Yeah, well, I mean, 9-year-old Rob was a bandwagoner, sure. But, like, it's like, at what point is it no longer being a bandwagon fan? You know? Probably after, I would say, 07, 08. Fair enough. Like, you have to you know what I mean? Like, I think most bandwagon kids would have stopped liking a team after 08, after they went like 3 years of being kind of bad. And Brady got hurt. I was still a fan of Matt Castle and the Patriots. You know how mad I was that we went 11-5 and missed the playoffs? I was an instant hater of Matt Castle. I went, this fucking loser. How the fuck do you have the same team as last year and we don't make the what is this? Young me didn't know how to handle the anger. I hate Matt Castle still to this day for no reason. He played admirably, but just there was a good year of football that year. 11-team win didn't make the playoffs. 11-win team didn't make the playoffs. That's a good year of football. Player to get a TD on every play has ball. That's good expectations. Yeah, hey, I was a lot young. Again, I was pretty young in 2008. I think that was my first year of high school. So I was still pretty new to the understanding of how the game worked. And I was just, over 10 years ago. Young boy. 14, maybe. I was telling people to kill themselves for telling me Peyton Manning was a better quarterback. It was good times. I actually got into a fist fight over Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, but I don't really like talking about that. That shit's embarrassing. We just traded quick punches in the stomach at lunchtime, and then we decided not to tell. I was like, dude, don't say anything. Don't be a bitch. He was starting to cry and shit. Because, again, you gotta understand, back in, like, middle school, I was like, again, I've been, like, nearly this size, maybe like an inch shorter since I was like 11. So it was literally like I was kind of small, and then all of a sudden I'm like the biggest kid in the school because I'm like 5'10". And I super utilized that. And then I got to high school and everybody else got to be about 5'10". And I went, oh, all right, everybody caught up. I can't bully anyone anymore. And then I just became a very nice guy. No, I was never mean to anybody physically. I was just kind of a jerk mentally to people. Yeah. I'm not as shitty about things anymore. Calm down. A lot more presentable. Yeah, but like it's it'd be boring as shit in my opinion if like you're trying to do something like this and you don't have strong opinions about sports stuff. Like if all my opinions were just in line with like common NFL media thoughts, I wouldn't do this channel. It'd be like, well, why would anybody give a shit if I just think like the exact same way as NFL Network? It's like I half the reason I started this because I'd read takes on Twitter and be like, man, that's so fucking annoying. I wish I had a way to talk about this. Like, why is Spygate a real narrative still? What the fuck is this? Does people not know that it was one game against the Eagles? Yep. Yeah, you got to have takes, and I have good takes. I have some bad ones, like Josh Allen won't be good, but I have numerous good. I have like a crazy amount of good takes. I remember I was like the only person that was completely telling everybody that Aaron Rodgers will retire a Packer, and everybody told me I was crazy about that. By the way, I try my best to keep my hands to myself because I wouldn't want to hurt anybody. Yeah, I couldn't live with myself with any of that. Yeah, I was fine. I didn't think Josh was serious about his accuracy. But he worked on his accuracy, fixed his mechanics a little bit, which I didn't know about prior to the season that he broke out. If I would have known he did that, I would have had a different prediction. Because again, he had all the raw intangibles to be a good quarterback. It's just like that fucking form he had. He had a wonky ass throw and a fucking no accuracy. His throwing mechanics are still kind of weird, but like they're way better than what they were. That shit was awful when he first got in the league. It was literally just I got a really strong arm and like there wasn't much mechanics behind it. But like, you got to be able to throw it right in like the NFL or else you get picked off. Or it'll just be widely inaccurate because everything's really timing based in the league. So, all right. Game of the year so far. Probably the best game that's been put on Monday Night Football to this point. Features the team with the best coaching staff in the NFL, the New England Patriots. Best offensive coordinator in Matt Patricia, no cap. Because I mean, every offensive coordinator could get 38 points out of their backup quarterback. But yeah, I have the Patriots winning. This might be very bad because that one defensive lineman for the Bears was talking shit about the Patriots, saying that they're going to check for deflated footballs all game against the Patriots because he thinks they're still cheating, I guess. And boy, oh boy, it's like, man, why would you do that? I wonder if his team is looking at him like, you know what happens when teams do that to the Patriots, right? He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, dude, you're 0-3 against the Patriots with, I think, like 1 or 3 tackles, and your teams lose by an average of 20 plus points per game. In one of the games, his teams lost by 45, 28, and then like 24. With him being a starting defensive lineman. The Patriots haven't lost to the Bears since 2000. I believe. Especially in New England. I don't think the Patriots have like ever lost to the Bears. Also, fun little bits of trivia that you find out when you watch me that I know about. Did you know that Bill Belichick's dad, was a Detroit Lion. Little bit of history. And did you know who beat his 1985 New York Giants in the wild card round of the playoffs that year? If your answer was the 1985 Chicago Bears, you'd be 100% correct. So I would imagine Bill doesn't really like the Bears. Number one, probably, from his childhood, his dad was a Lion. Lions, Bears, pretty good rivals for a very long time. So, probably just a little bit of natural dislike from his childhood because Daddy-O played for the Bears. Or played for the Lions. So you have that natural, football family, football hatred. It kind of runs deep. And then, of course, with the 85 Giants, one of Bill's favorite teams, the Giants. Fun history, right? Want to know what the line is? That's the thing I'm most curious about in this game. It's like, well, I wonder what the betting line in that game looks like. Oh, Patriots only favored by 7.5. So by 8. They got win by 8. Over under 40.5. That went down a little bit. I think it opened at like 10. But then again, it's like you don't really know what the Patriots have on offense available right now. Are they going to have to run back? Are they running Zappy? I think that also does give them quite a weird advantage, though, over that also just makes things worse for the Bears because, like, if you're the Bears, who are you preparing for all week? Like, were you preparing for Mac and then just like hoping that they don't play Zappy, or like are you preparing for Zappy and just kind of praying that Mac isn't ready to go? You know what I mean? Like it's actually kind of a complicated scenario. Hey, we had 18 likes tonight. Pretty sweet. Hell yeah. The stream did really good. For a non-react stream. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Damn. Do I have an upset pick this week? I do actually. Which one was it? I think it's Jets over Broncos. You have a good night too, Joe. I'll probably stay live for another 8 minutes or so. Just because I will be live at 1 o'clock tomorrow and kind of want to play video games and shit tonight still. I did a bunch of homework all afternoon and cleaned, and I had a busy afternoon actually, believe it or not. I had to do a bunch of shit. Cleaned up a lot, did all my dishes, read 2 stories, commented on all of them. When much went on the outbreak year, and it was pronounced as an offensive blast, 38-31. Yeah, we'll probably beat them pretty badly, something like that. Especially with them talking the shit. But appreciate you, Joe. You have a good night, my friend. For upset picks, Jets over Broncos isn't really an upset. I don't really know if I have a real upset pick this weekend. It was going to be the Saints over the Cardinals, but then all the Saints injuries, so I had to switch to the Cardinals. So my upset pick kind of got fucked up. And I almost had the upset pick too. Even if they would have stayed healthy, I'd have stayed on the Saints. And I think the Saints would have actually pulled that upset off. I feel like the Saints were literally just missing the pieces they were missing. And plus, if Dalton doesn't throw them stupid ass picks, they win anyway. So, maybe things are just a little different. I think the Jaguars are favorites, so I guess I like the Giants. There's no real upsets. It feels like the Seahawks could pull it off. Here's the maybe upsets that could happen, I guess, is the biggest ones. Falcons could pull it off. I think the Lions aren't an outside shot. I think they could pull off an upset. Very unlikely, though. I think it's possible that the Broncos could win this game in a weird upset, but I don't really. I think this game's kind of a pick 'em. There's no real upset. Anybody can win in the Jets Broncos game, and it feels even. This one too. Yeah, I don't know. The Raiders should win this game. If they don't, it's kind of an upset by the Texans. Seahawks could win. Steelers could win. And other than that, I don't really feel like there's going to be a lot of upsets that are possible. Even then, it's yeah, those are pretty unlikely. Yeah, Steelers Nation. That's it's one of the things we were talking a little bit before we got picking was like the reason nobody's picking well or getting like very high marks on picks this year. I think because like even if you go to NFL Pick Watch, you'd probably be expecting to see like people killing the game, right? Like up in the high 70s because they're all experts. 60-34 is the best record right now. And these are these are all the major experts in picking games, straight up. If that gives you an idea of how the season's gone. Usually by now somebody's damn near 100 wins. Or, pretty, they're killing the game. I don't think there's been 100 games yet, but like you get what I'm saying though. Like the fact that we're still at this point at 60-34, like that's like they're picking pretty good, but that just feels low. Like no one's in the 70s, the 60s, kind of like, but like it just feels like look at how like in line all these picks are. Like everybody almost picks the exact same except for the Giants, Jags, everything, and the Broncos. Like look at the only variation in this week. Isn't that crazy? I think you guys should look at the way the experts are picking this. Look at this. Everybody's basically picking the same. The only real variation you see comes from this Jets, Broncos, and Jaguars, Giants, and a little bit of Colts and Giants. Everything else, all Bengals, all Broncos, all Packers, all Bucks, all Ravens, all Raiders, all one Seahawks, almost all Chargers, all Chiefs except 2. All Dolphins and all Patriots. Crazy, isn't it? And they're all pretty much at about 57 wins or better. Something to think about. And I'm perfectly in line with this first guy here, except I picked the Giants to win, so now I'm a little nervous. Other than that, I'm perfectly in line. All right. This might make you feel better about your own picks. I know it does me. I'm like, all right, me being at 45 makes me feel way the fuck. I'm only 15 wins off the experts. All right, I can cope with that. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, that's literally not that bad of a. I'm only 15 off. I thought it'd be much worse. My 45 and 48 feels a hell of a lot better now. Other people are picking like in the 50s and yeah. I actually know one person with a better record than the experts in their picks. You know that Fernando kid that comes in here? Do you know he's 13 and he's got like 63 games right? He had a 15-1 week before. That might have been the most baller shit I've ever seen anybody, other than when Nathan the Steelers Nation straight up just predicted a tie in a week and got it right. Like everybody else has to put a tie in their pick'em record except Nathan, who gets a W on it. Because he's like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be a tie. And he was just right. Like, that's my favorite part of that fucking stupid thing. Yeah, you have a good night too, Nathan. Thanks for tuning in, man. I'm about to start to wrap it up anyway. It's been 2 hours. Yeah, we're at 2 hours, so probably it's time to wrap her up, everybody. I appreciate a fun stream. Dude, yeah, I don't... That's the craziest call of the year so far. You're the only person I know that predicted it that way, too. That's so crazy, dude. Because it's like in all honesty, it's like a shitty thing to predict. It's like, why would you predict it? Oh, well, I guess it turned out right. Okay. But all right, everybody. That was a fun preview stream. As always, we like to do this every Saturday where we spend a couple hours just kind of bullshitting around, leading up to what is hopefully a fun Sunday afternoon. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully I wasn't too rough on anybody. I don't think I was, except maybe JJ a little bit. He just got timed out, though. Just got smacked on the wrist. And that weird Bills guy who comes in and causes problems. Huh. All right, though. I think that's that. If anybody has anything real quick before we get out of here, I'll give you a couple of seconds here to say something. All right. Sounds good then. All right. Thank you guys again for a fun evening. I will see you tomorrow afternoon for the Lions and Cowboys. We're going to do that game for the reaction. Then we'll do Sunday night. And then, of course, we'll do the second half of Monday night. So, we'll be live. We'll be doing football and pretty busy for the tomorrow and Monday games. So hopefully I'll see you then. If not, I'll see you when I see you next. You know how the drill goes. Go Lions, go Tigers. And, of course, it's always go Patriots. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.